What are you averaging a month part-time around a full 40-hour-a-week job?
Between 3,000 and 3,300, and that's not even taking all of the requests that I get.
If you've ever wondered what it's like to be a part-time signing agent that makes $36,000 a year, you're gonna wanna watch this video. Hi, I'm Mark Wills, America's largest signing agent trainer. I'm here with part-time signing agent Macarena down in the great state of Florida. How you doing today, Macarena?
Doing great, Mark. How are you?
I am so good. So let's inspire out of the gate. You're a part-time signing agent. What are you averaging a month part-time around a full 40-hour-a-week job?
Between 3,000 and 3,300, and that's not even taking all of the requests that I get.
When you say out loud, I make $36,000 a year part-time, like what goes through your mind?
It's very hard to grasp at times. It really is. But at the same time, it's just such a moment, a feeling of accomplishment, and I feel blessed. It's a great feeling.
I'm so proud of you. And so, let's take people back. Before we get into all your how you do it, let's talk about this inspirational journey you've been on. So what got us here? Why did you need to find another job around your full-time job?
At the time, I was looking for extra income. I had two young kids. I was recently divorced. I have to this day in constant litigation for non-payment of child support. I am remarried now, but at the time I was a single mother and I needed to provide for my kids. So it was, for me, there was no option. I needed to show them that mom had them, mom could provide for them. And that's what ignited that fire, really, to do for my kids and let them know mom's got them.
Thank you for that vulnerability there, right? Sometimes we do our best work, unfortunately, when our back's against the wall, but sometimes the best comes out of us in those situations. And nothing's a bigger deal than, taking care of your family and your little ones. And, you had every reason to fold and be a victim, but you chose to be a victor. Can I ask how and why?
My kids inspired me. They counted on me. I had a 6-year-old and a 1-year-old at the time. So I've always been mama bear, and I just wanted to provide for them. I knew as they grew up, there was going to be college. It was just something within me that I needed to provide for them. Where I am now, my daughter now graduated college last month. My son's 16. We are in a completely different space, but initially that's what what started it.
But it sounds like you've kind of been on this journey and, dare I say, roller coaster of really finding a secondary income.
Yes.
So what makes this industry such a good industry to be a part-time source of income?
The flexibility, the fact that your own business owner, you pretty much call the shots on your business. You make your own schedule. You're able to choose what signings you're able to take, which ones you're not. I had tried other part-time type things in the past, but they weren't fulfilling. And two, they weren't possible to do with a full-time job. This being a loan signing agent really gives us the flexibility to be able to schedule our signings around our job. And that's really what inspired me. And then at the same time, being able to be at home when I need to be at home with the kids, to be able to structure my days around that.
Well, you used the word 30 seconds ago and you said it wasn't as fulfilling. I always lead with the money, and not because I want to, because that's what everybody wants to hear. Mark, how much are these notaries making? So I'm like, look, Mark Rand is making $36,000 a year part-time, but that's not the best part of the business. The best part of the business is the fulfillment. It is the freedom. So when you say the word fulfillment, what do you mean by that? How does it fulfill you? So we can inspire other people maybe watching this video who are like, oh, do I really want to be a signing agent?
It's obviously a necessity, which is why we all get into second jobs and side hustles. Once I got into the business, though, the relationships that I made with the people in my realm, in my signing agent realm, the support that I've gotten from other signing agents, and seeing me build this business from the ground up ignited a fire in me that I did not even know I had.
This is a real business that really rewards effort. And we're going to talk about your effort because I think how you've built this has been incredible, and it's been effort. It's not luck. But before we talk about that, let's get to a lot of what a lot of people wonder as a part-time signing agent. The first thing is, If you're making $3 grand a month, you're making $3,300 a month. How come you're not quitting your job?
Well, for me, I've been at my current job for 22 years. It is a government job, and I'll be able to retire in 8 with a full pension. So for me, putting in all of that time, the health insurance, I mean, I'm not in a situation where it would be worth giving it up.
Yeah.
Come 8 years, though, when I'm able to retire, this is going to be my new life's work.
I love it. Oh, I love that so much. And again, I only ask that because some people almost think of like, well, if they're doing so well, how come they don't quit? And the answer is there's more to life than just money, right? There's some stability in this decision for you of the pension, and it makes complete sense, and I'm here for it. And so thank you for just sharing that moment. So let's get into like really the nuts and bolts. So to bring people back, you've been an LSS student, with loan signing system student, for about 2.5 years now. You came in when the interest rates were going up, and you've still been able to build a $3,000 a month part-time business. And so let's dive into that. What does currently the day in a life of Macarena look like? Kind of walk someone through what your day looks like so they can kind of wrap their head around what works for you.
A typical day starts, I work 4 10-hour days. So I do have 3 days off during the week, which helps me immensely. I get up between 4:30, 4:45 a.m. I go to my job until 4 p.m. Throughout the day, I'm getting the signing requests. I mean, I'm accepting the ones I can do in the evenings. I'm declining the ones that I can't. But my day is constantly, the wheels are turning throughout the day. I'm constant in constant LSS mode. So a typical day, if I have signings in the evenings, I'll go ahead and do my evening signings. I'll walk in the door 11 p.m. from a 6 o'clock a.m. start. I hustle, I work hard in the sense that I don't let life pass me by or the opportunity pass me by. So I create those opportunities. On my days off, I can start my signings as early as 7 a.m. I've done signings as early as 6:30 a.m. in realtor offices. And again, a typical day can end as late as 10 or 11, or it can be a little bit less cluttered and structured, and I'll have a little bit more time to myself.
Okay, so a couple things I heard is you do 4 10-hour shifts, very reminiscent of maybe some nurses, firefighters, police officers. But what I hope people heard is like you will work a 10-hour day and still bang out 2 signings. And so to your point, I mean, that's a 12-hour day sometimes, a 14-hour day. And like you said, it's because you create your opportunities. I think some people look at part-time signing agents making $3 grand a month, just thinking, oh, they got easy street. No, they're making a deliberate decision to do more.
Yes.
And what I love about you is you're not going to look opportunity in the face and close the door. I want everybody to hear that's part-time. Is like, yes, you might have to work 10, 12-hour days, 3 or 4 hours after your shift. But if you want change and you want relief from that financial burden, then these are the choices you have to make, right?
Absolutely.
But you
That's
would
what it
change
comes
it,
down to.
yeah, but would you change it for the world?
I would not.
How
I
does it
love it.
feel not feeling financially burdened by living paycheck to paycheck? How does it feel having the extra breathing room of, $3,000 a month for your family?
Like a huge weight's lifted off my shoulders for sure. That feeling of financial freedom, and not having to be weighed down, being able to see your savings just keep going up. It's a feeling that's really undescribable. The only thing I can say is I feel extremely blessed. None of this is, like you said, luck, chance. This is for me all God and the effort that I've put into it for sure. But the feeling of financial freedom, feeling not, you don't feel enslaved to your circumstances. That for me is the freedom that I feel so good about.
You came from the business from scratch, not knowing a thing, never doing a signing. Walk me through kind of the beginning of how you got clients. Again, not luck. And so let's walk people kind of through the entire process. You get off after a 10-hour day. What would you do? Walk people through that, because there's a lot of part-timers starting today who need to be inspired by that marketing effort in the beginning to get where you are today. Because today it's like, Mark, I get more notifications than I know what to do with, but it hasn't always been like that. So
No, it has not.
talk to people how we got here so they can figure out how they can do it around their business.
After completing your course, I got my commission. I was ready to go, hit the ground running. What do? I followed your tips. The first thing I did was I signed up with every single signing service in your course. From there, I went a little step further and found out who their CEOs were, the owners, the presidents, and emailed those individuals directly. I introduced myself. I let them know what I bring to the table. Even though I didn't have any loan signing experience, I still had other things that I could bring to the table from my previous job that I've learned, the dedication, I learned quickly, the customer service. There was so much that I brought that they could use.
You know, the loan signing system provides a couple hundred loan signing services in America. I tell every student to sign up with it. I also tell every student to reach out to the owners and be a business owner. Not everybody listens to me, but you did. What she said specifically is I researched who the CEOs were, who the owners were, so I can go email them and tell them about me. That is the step that I want people to hear. Now, when you emailed them, did you mention at all you're a part-time, or was it solely I will work when you have work?
I did not mention that I was part-time. There was no need to mention that. It was just, I'm here. Um, Reach out to me. I am here for you.
I
And
want everybody to hear that because I think a lot of signing agents come in who are part-time a little insecure, like, oh, I got to tell everybody I'm part-time. No, you got to tell people that you will give you the best service. And when you get that opportunity, sure, say you're busy if you're busy, but you know what? You may not be busy. So you don't need to tell them you're part-time or not. I hope that's a big nugget part-timers are hearing right now. When did you do a lot of this research? Like, walk people through that real quick. It is when you got off work after 10 hours. Was it the days off? It's because I wanted people to hear how you prioritize this.
I would schedule it. Certainly on my days off, I would do the bulk of it. Also in the evenings after I got off work, I would also do it. I watched your videos with when you would have the signing service owners on. In fact, my very first signing was from Melina Fuenmayor. Within 5 minutes after it ended, I emailed her. She reached out to me right away and gave me my first signing without any experience.
I
So
mean, I have so much to unpack. I mean, what I love about you, Macarena, is like literally it goes from interview with the signing service owner. 5 minutes later, there's an email out to her. Not 2 days, not 5 days, immediately. And this is what I want people to hear is successful people take action and they take immediate action. They don't sit and think, they just do. And that's what I love about you. And then you're like, okay, Mark gave me 200 signing services. Like the natural next step is I should do a little bit of research, figure out who they are, send some emails out, get people to know who I am. Anyone can do this. She lives in Florida, Fort Lauderdale, but anyone can do this anywhere. It doesn't matter. It's the effort that I want people to be inspired by with you. And it's like, it's not on accident that you have a $3,000 a month part-time business that is literally clockwork. It's 3 grand, 3 grand, 3 grand, but everyone sees where you are now. They're not seeing what you did 2 years ago.
And 2 years ago, in addition to what I mean, I took for the first year, a good year, I took every single signing that was offered to me. I would take $60 signings an hour away, one, to get the experience, two, to show the signing services that they can count on me. And that's one of the huge ways in which the relationships blossomed. I was learning, I was building the relationships, and it was just amazing. But it was hard work that first year.
I always tell every student, just give this business a year. But the problem is a lot of students have unrealistic expectations. If they're not making 3 grand part-time by number 6, this business is a fraud. This business is no good. It's like my point of saying that with you is, not only are you very intentional with your effort, you're also patient. And what I love about you is this is from someone where this kind of had to work, right? Like you've been
Yes.
doing years of part-time, of different, trying to figure out what part-time job can alleviate me of this financial burden. Even though you felt that pressure, you still allowed yourself to be patient. Why?
It's not easy because I'm not a patient person by nature. I'm very impatient in every other aspect of my life. Because I saw the value in the training, I saw what it equipped me to do, and I knew that I was capable of doing it. And nothing worth having comes quickly. In my life experience, nothing that I have earned, given experience was something that was just quick. Hard work brings results, and I knew that I had it in me to not give up and to make the business what I had envisioned it to be.
If you would have given up, where would you be? And I say that because there's so many of our fellow LSS students who give up after 3 months and like, oh, I'm only making $300 a month. Oh, I'm only getting the $60 signings. But what I want to unpack as a second part of that is you took the $60 signings because you had so much foresight of if I can execute this, I know there's more business they can give me. Because the truth is, if you're brand spanking new, you don't deserve the $100 signings. Like you got to show them you can do an error-free signing. So instead of looking down on the $60, look at it as an opportunity of like, if I can crush this, there are $100 appointments coming down the road. And that's, you're literally telling people, I took the $60 signings. I've taken 3, 4, 5 of them, but I knew it would pay off at the end.
And here's the other thing with marketing, as well. When I was taking those $60 signings, we had quite a bit of refinancing going on, and the packages were like 150 to 200 page
Right.
packages. I really wasn't, I was probably losing those signings, but I learned those lender documents like the back of my hand because I did so many. And when I was then able to reach out to even more signing service owners, via lenders,
Yeah.
escrow, I was able to use that as a marketing technique. Look, I know the loan documents of X, Y, and Z company like the back of my hand. You can trust me with these signings. And that went a long way as well.
What you just said, I don't think it's ever been said by anybody I've interviewed. I took advantage of the moments because even though there were $60 signings, I saw them coming from the same lender. And so I knew if I can build experience in this niche, it is something that I can put on my resume because I did it. So instead of looking at it as like, oh, it's just another $60 signing, it's taking every signing so serious, knowing it's going to build upon itself. And another way you could say there's a butterfly effect in this industry. And what you're not realizing is everything you do builds on top of itself. And so, and what's inspiring too is all your business is through signing services. So, you know, people go, oh, can you build a part-time business only working with signing services? What would your answer be?
Yes, absolutely. I don't do the only directs that I have are with estate planning attorneys. It
No,
was a
thank you.
signing that I did, refinanced. Actually, I was the notary for a refinance. He happened to be an estate planning attorney, right? Refinancing his house. He remembered me. Had my number for when I called to confirm the appointment, and then called me. It was probably 7 months later. He remembered me. He needed a notary that could notarize on a regular basis for him. He wanted to use the same notary as much as possible. And I branched out, butterflied that way as well. I do most of his estate planning packages,
I
and
mean,
that came
this
through.
this interview is so good, and I hope it's inspiring all the part-timers out there. So if you're a part-time signing agent, like she doesn't get any direct business, and the direct business actually happens super organically.
Yes.
So you're now at the point of your part-time signing agent career where signing services are calling you first before they send a text message out to cattle call. What makes them call Macarena first over another notary?
They can depend on me first and foremost, not just for executing a flawless loan signing. We all make mistakes. Yes, mistakes happen. They know they can depend on me. They know that they can count on correctly executed documents. They know that I care. They've seen my work ethic, signing after signing after signing, being consistent.
How many signing services do you think call you directly now? What number would you guess?
About 10.
That's incredible. At the end of the day, this part-time business probably has exceeded your wildest expectations. And my question to you, Macarena, is if you can build this business with zero background, zero education in the mortgage space into a part-time business that is just on cruise control, can anybody build this business and why?
Yes, absolutely. Because I think we all have it within ourselves if we want it bad enough to take the steps to make that happen. There's not one person out there who wants this badly than ourselves.
Mm.
So we all have that capability, and getting out of that mindset that it's luck, chance, it's possible to do. You can, anyone can do it. Anyone has, if you have that fire within, that dedication to make it happen, you will make it happen.
I mean, what I love you just said there is you got to get out of the mindset that lucky and chance is what creates success. It's like you got to lose that. What creates success is effort. What creates success is working 12-hour days. What creates success is finding and researching the CEOs of the signing services and reaching out them directly. Like we all can do that. Like Macarena is not doing anything special. What she's doing is she's putting massive effort. That is what's special about you, is your effort and your diligence and your patience. And I can't say enough about you taking $60 signings, realizing one day that that will pay off. And I tell people like, give this business a year. And some people are like, oh my gosh, that's such a long time. I'm like, it's not a long time. A year. And some businesses take multiple years to get off the ground. And you've done this in 2.5 short years.
Time's flown by. I can't believe it. Looking back, just where I was, 2.5 years ago is, it's insane to me to where I am now. And yes, unfortunately, I don't have the time. I have to decline many signings, but I feel very blessed and thankful to you, certainly, for introducing me to this program.
You are welcome. And I tell every student, like, I'm just the coach, the players make the plays. And to hear this story about how many plays you made to get here, it's inspiring to me. It's inspiring, hopefully, everyone watching, because you could have easily put your nose down those $60 signing and not see what you saw a year out. You didn't see it as a $60 signing. You said it out as an opportunity to create a relationship. And
Yes.
that's what too many signing agents don't see. They say, oh, well, if I do $60, it costs me $5 a print. It costs me 2 hours. I'm only making 20 bucks an hour. First off, 20 bucks an hour is great regardless, but they're not realizing that that's $20 an hour plus a relationship. And if you give that relationship some watering a year down the road, you'll get all their $100, $125 signings. Let's segue into this next question, because I think coming from you, it's as valuable as it is anywhere. And that is, if you could give a part-timer, specifically a part-timer, one piece of advice. Like Macarena, I want to be you, girl. I want to make $3,000 a month around my full-time job. How did you get there? What is the best piece of advice you could give a part-timer to scale their business?
The first thing I would say is to lose that fear. Because as a part-timer, I had a lot of fear. Fear that if I don't take this signing, the next time it comes around, they're not going to call me. Fear that if I mess up as a part-timer, I don't have that leeway as a full-timer maybe to be able to make those mistakes. Or it was fear of everything, mistakes, not getting the next signing, the relationship not being built as quickly as a full-timer. Lose that fear and trust in yourself.
I love what you just said there. The fear that could I create relationships part-time? And what I want to talk about is it may have taken you 6 months to create a relationship that a full-timer could create in 2, but it was more of you having these limiting thoughts that if I made a mistake as a part-timer, that'd be so much more detrimental than if I made a mistake as a full-timer. I never thought about that as a part-timer, because full-timers say that, but it must be exponentially a bigger fear, because the insecurity of like, I'm gonna undoubtedly turn something down because I'm working, and that almost becomes this huge ball of anxiety. But I love your piece of advice is, no, it can be done. Stop thinking like that, because I'm proof. And so if you just give yourself the patience, let people know that you can build these relationships, and it might be a little bit longer, but patience is a virtue, and that can't be better said for a part-timer.
The only thing I would like to add is fear holds you back. Once I let go of that fear, it's like my mindset opened, cleared, and the opportunities just started coming even more.
Well, let me ask you this question if I can. I mean, now you got 10 signing services who call you regularly.
Yes.
My guess is they know you are part-time. And my guess is that doesn't hinder your relationship. And I want people to hear that. So do the ones who call you regularly, do they know you're part-time?
Yes, they do.
And do you
And
feel like that hinders your relationship?
not at all,
No.
because I more than make up for it
Mm.
in other ways. And they see what I bring to their signing service. They see what I bring to their clients. And that to them is more important than my part-time status.
Rewind that, everybody. What I love about this interview is like you're bringing to light some things that I need to bring to light more of, and I thank you for that. I knew there was anxiety of part-timers having a little bit of limiting beliefs. Let's talk about in the beginning, okay? Because I want to talk about this fear. My guess, as a new signing agent, you made a mistake.
Yes.
My guess is they called you in the middle of business hours. Can you walk through and give advice on how you handled it so they didn't panic and where you can still keep that relationship? Because a full-time would be like, I made a mistake, I'm gonna drop what I'm doing, I'm gonna go do it. Someone who has a full-time job doesn't have that. So help a part-timer who has this fear. What advice would you give them if you made a mistake and you have a job that you can't necessarily leave right that moment?
Obviously, it was very honest conversation with the signing service owner or the client that hired me. Usually the signing service owner. Explain, I can't get to it right now. Reassure them, I will get to it right away at this time. The documents will make same day shipping. Even if I have to drive to the airport, that's in another county. I reassured them that even if it doesn't happen right now, the problem would get resolved within the time frame that it needed to be resolved.
Okay.
And a lot of that is it's making the service signing owner feel comfortable and that confidence that you're going to fix it.
Rewind that, part-timers, okay? So this is so good. What I heard is this. The truth is this, all they really need is docs out in FedEx. Let's talk about that one more time, part-timers. Is it really isn't getting it taken care of in real time. It's taking care of it soon enough they can still make FedEx. And so the way that Macarena is coaching you to alleviate the stress, because all the signing service owner is thinking, I need that doc first thing tomorrow morning. So alleviate that from, look, I'm still on shift, but I promise you when I get off, if I have to drive it to the FedEx airport location and make sure it makes overnight, I will do that. Everybody hear that. So for anyone having this paralyzing fear of I'm going to make a mistake, I can't get it fixed because I'm at a job. Well, Macarena coach you on what would happen. And by the way, this is coming from real experience. This has actually happened to you where you've been at work, made a mistake, and you've had to use this coaching that you just gave everybody as a real solution to that problem, correct?
Yes, correct.
This is so good. Like, honestly, you've taught me stuff today. And so
Thank you.
thank you for being on here and helping everybody else. So you said that, part-time signing agents really need to maximize their time. Talk about that, especially in the beginning as you're scaling this business. What did you mean by that?
As part-timers, we don't have that much time to work the business as full-timers. You have to make the best use of time. For me specifically, that does not include direct marketing to the title companies, the escrow officers, the gift baskets, because I realize that if I were to do that and they call me at 12 noon when I'm at work, I wouldn't be able to leave. That would destroy the relationship that I built with a potential client. So for me, that's just, it's not feasible. It doesn't make sense for my business to market to directs. I wouldn't be able to put in the time to help them. So for me, I use that time to market to the signing services where I know that if I can take a job, I'm able to accept it. But if I don't, it doesn't count against me as well. I'm also at the point where I've learned the signing services that put the same effort into their notaries that I put into them. It's a give and take mutual signing relationship. So I'm not chasing payment.
Let's wrap up with this. You've been doing this 2.5 years now. I would call you a veteran signing agent for sure at this point of your career. So if you could look back at young signing agent Macarena, is there anything veteran wise Macarena would whisper in her ears so to help her scale even quicker?
Investing in the mobile scanner was life-changing or career-changing. At first, I was going to the signings, coming home, scanning, then going on to the next one. Now, once I invested in the mobile scanner, I'm able to get from signing to signing to signing without having to come home. And again, that's part of maximizing my time because I am able to reach more appointments, one right after the other without having to make that pit stop home to scan.
But you have the name and brand of who you use. What's mobile scanner are you loving?
It's the Epson 580
The Epson
W.
580. We will put an overlay on this.
Over.
And so,
Yeah,
look, I just want to say thank you for your time today. I mean, you're an inspiration. I think that the sky's the limit for you. And the fact
thank
that
you.
you built a business that is on autopilot. I love what you did is you pulled the curtain back. Like it's on autopilot now, but it took 2 years to get here,
Yes.
right? And it took 18 months to get here, whatever it was. But it was effort, diligence, patience. And I hope everyone's inspired that if a part-time signing agent can build this, anyone can build this. Any last final words by you?
Yes, the one thing I'd like to add is the level of support that I've received from your LSS students and signing service owners, the family, the group that we've built. I would not be where I am without it. In fact, one of the reason I found this program is through my coworker who was already doing this, and I would see her at work and she'd be printing and doing this and on the internet. I'd be like, what are you doing? And she explained what it was, introduced me to your program. Hello, Chantrell Simmons. And that's how this all originated. And I think the continued support from you, from your program, the mentorship, the monthly mentorship program that I'm also a member of, the Facebook pages, the meetups, all of that have played such a critical role. So I say, if to all students, if you're going to do this, dive right in, take advantage of all of the resources that the loan signing system offers and use them to your advantage.
And that being said, I am so proud of you, girl. Hopefully I see you at conference next year and I can give you a huge hug. But honestly,
Thank
just
you.
thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing this today. And I'll end with a let's go.
Let's go.
I hope this story inspires you and lets you know what is possible around your full-time work schedule. If you're ready to make extra income part-time, working for your own self as a notary signing agent, then click the link below to get started today. And if you like this video, hit like and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. And as always, make sure you subscribe to this channel for more content just like this. Let's go.